If that's what it takes, you should give him both. My own mother said that about my kidneys, both of them, and she meant it. My brother Ethan was always the golden child. Everyone in my family knew it. Nobody even pretended otherwise. When he dropped out of college, my parents paid for him to try again. When I worked nights just to graduate without debt, nobody said a word. I stopped expecting fairness a long time ago. Then one Tuesday, my mom called. Ethan's in the hospital. I drove straight there. He looked exhausted, pale, barely himself. The doctor explained it calmly. His kidneys were failing. He needed a transplant, and they were testing relatives to see who matched. Nobody assumed anyone would volunteer. He just laid out the facts and left the room. A week later, the transplant coordinator called me. "You're an excellent match." I thanked her, and I asked for time to think. She told me it had to be completely voluntary. No pressure, no obligation. I appreciated that. My family did not share the sentiment. Before I even got home, my mother was waiting in my driveway. "So, when's the surgery?" "I haven't decided," I said. Her smile disappeared. "It's your brother." "I know I have 2 kidneys," I said. "This isn't like lending someone money." She folded her arms. "You only need one." But that wasn't the worst part. Over the next few days, the pressure kept building. My dad brought up family loyalty like it was a debt I owed. My aunt called me selfish before I had even made a decision. My cousins started texting that I should just do the right thing. Even Ethan texted me. 2 words. "Just get it over with." Not "thank you." Not "I understand." Just another expectation, dressed up as a favor. Then came Sunday dinner. 20 people at the table, and nobody talked about anything except my kidney. "I already read all the medical information," I said. "Then you know it's safe," my mom answered. "There are still risks." She shook her head. "If you loved your brother, this wouldn't even be a conversation." I looked around the table. Nobody defended me. Nobody even looked uncomfortable. So I stood up and asked one question. "Has anyone asked how I feel?" Silence. My mom sighed like I was the unreasonable one. "If you were in that hospital bed, Ethan wouldn't hesitate." I almost laughed. 3 years ago, when I lost my job, Ethan told me to stop being lazy. When my car broke down, he wouldn't even drive me to work. My dad stared at his plate. "This is different." "No," I said quietly. "It's exactly the same." I left before dessert. For the next month, I met with doctors. Again and again. Nobody pressured me. They just wanted to know the decision was actually mine. Every appointment ended the same way. Yes was my choice. No was also my choice. For the first time in this entire ordeal, someone respected my answer before I even gave it. So I made my choice. I said no. I had no idea what was coming next. My mother showed up at my apartment, screaming in the hallway. "You are letting your brother die. I'm making a decision about my own body. You don't deserve 2 kidneys." I stayed calm, and that's when she said it. The line you heard at the very beginning. "If that's what it takes, you should give him both." The words just hung there. Even my neighbor stopped and stared. Even my dad looked shocked. She tried to take it back immediately. "That's not what I meant. It's exactly what you said." She got in her car and drove away. A few days later, my cousin called. "You need to hear this." He had recorded a family gathering. 20 minutes of my mother telling everyone how heartless I was. Then, on the recording, someone asked her directly, "Didn't you tell him to give Ethan both kidneys?" My mom laughed nervously. "I wasn't serious. You sounded serious." I didn't argue with anyone after that. I just forwarded the recording to every single relative who had called me selfish. Within a day, the phone stopped ringing completely. Months later, Ethan received a kidney from a deceased donor. The surgery worked. I was relieved for him, genuinely. But nothing changed between us. No apology ever came. Not from my mother, not from my father. Nobody admitted they had crossed a line. Nobody even tried. That Thanksgiving, my mom sent a group text to the whole family. No apology, no acknowledgement, just a dinner invitation, like none of it had ever happened. I typed 2 words back. "Can't make it." Then I muted the conversation. For years, my family believed I existed to solve my brother's problems. Turns out, I don't.